So this is going to be a very, very basic introduction to the menuing of Escape from Tarkov. Not going to go into a raid, just to basically show you, we start up the game, what each thing do. So the first thing we'll do is we'll start with the character. This is what you'll see, this is your gear tab here, and this is your stash of everything you have acquired in the game. If you've just started the game, you just have your basic items from the beginning. Depending on when you bought the game, if you go into the Battlestate Games website and into your profile, you might be able to claim a free gift of certain items that you can acquire, and it'll just be added to your stash. You'll receive a message from the system there saying you thanks for the present for holiday gift, and you can receive it and add it there. Depending on if it's the Edge of Darkness or a lower edition, you get different items. If you get a money case and you're just starting, I'd recommend selling that to Therapist because it gives you a good amount of starting money to help with your bankroll, and you don't need to worry about holding that amount of money early in the game. So we'll just go through what everything means here. So this is what your characters they take into a raid. Just drag and drop things over. So headwear, you've got a helmet here. This helmet's got a face shield as well, which can be turned on and off. Body armor, every body armor and helmet has a different class of armor. So this one here is class 4, tells you any points it is. This one's been used quite a few times. How it's going to affect your movement speed, turn speed as well. So there's an obscene amount of ammo in this game, and each one has a different penetration value. I'll link a spreadsheet where you can go on and have a look at all the different ones. But I'd recommend looking up a specific YouTube guide for the different types of ammo, especially when you're starting out, as it's very, very complicated. On here, you've got guns you're taking in. You can take in as much or as little stuff as you want. However, with the .12 changes, if you go in with nothing, not even a pistol, and you die, your health when you come out of raid will be at 1% of its maximum. This is mainly to try and stop hatchet runners by giving them a bigger penalty, but it's just so you know. So if you do want to go in, just when it's next time, just take a macro or something as well to avoid that penalty when you go back to the 30%. We'll come to that shortly. So this is your main weapon, gun in your back. It's generally best to just take in one so you can loot another one when you get there. Pistols, they go here, on this slot here. Simple stuff. Face cover just covers your face, lots of different ones. You get balaclavas, you get bandanas as well. Earpieces here are for these contacts or that enhance every sound in the game, just to make it easier to try and locate other players or other sounds. However, it can be a bit distracting, especially if you're outside in the rain with it as well. It can take a wee bit of getting used to. One thing to note is if you're wearing a helmet, covers your ears with a face shield, you cannot put them on together, so it'll be one or the other. Armband, that's just a different coloured band you can buy from traders. Put it in your arm. It's generally used in squad play, so you can try and identify each other in a team if you're all wearing, for example, a blue or red armband. You can try and see it so you avoid team killing, because there's no differentiation in the game of where your teammates are. You just all look the same, you're just relying on communication. Tactical rig and pockets, we'll talk about them now. If you take a tactical rig in here, they've all got different shapes and sizes. It's Commander 1, Alpha 1 as well. Different slot sizes. You can have single slots or double slots, and you get occasional ones where, like BlackRock, where it's got a 4 slot there as well. Pockets, just 4 single slots. Now these are very important because any magazines, painkillers, or first aid kits you take in, if they're in a backpack, you can't use them with hotkeys. You can't reload quickly. You have to go into the menu and do it manually. You have to have a tactical rig or in your pockets. Now you can set hotkeys. I've set 4 and 5. That's just personal preference there. So in a raid, press 4. We'll use the first aid kit. Press 5. I'll use my painkillers. And press R. You'll reload a magazine. They go left to right as well. And if you've got grenades, you can press G to throw grenades. The way the order is that will work from is start here, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and flash grenades and fragmentation grenades of what order they'll go in. So you can set them up. You don't need to have them here, it'll scan along and find the first slot with a grenade in it. When you reload, if you have a tactical rig on, you need to have an empty slot that'll fit your magazine that comes out, or else you'll drop that magazine on the ground. So if I unload here, it goes here, and then the next one would automatically come in like that. You have to have the empty slot. If these were all full and you tried to reload, you would drop the magazine down. It doesn't just swap them over. You have to take one out, put it in the empty slot, and then it takes one back in. So that's a thing to note there. You can also double tap R to do a quick reload where you just drop the magazine on the ground and pick one up. It's a wee bit quicker, but you obviously need to retrieve the magazine. But if you're in a quick firefight and life or death need to reload, then that's something they'll help you with. This here is your knife, hatchet, sword, crowbar, whatever you've got in there. It's your melee weapon. Without a melee weapon, you can't do any damage. You can't punch anyone with your fist or anything in this game. So you need to have something. Everyone's standard account started with a knife, and the Edge of Darkness one, you get a tomahawk. I got this actually from the Twitch drops, but this is found in Raiders. Other ones you can barter for or find off scavs as well with it. They all do different damage. Chop damage is left click, right damage, stab damage is right click, sorry, chop damage is left click. 37 gives you enough to one shot an enemy in the face if you get close enough to them. Backpack, I'll just throw one on here. You just useful for taking out looting raids. It's always a good idea to go into a raid with a backpack unless you're just going to try and complete a task, because anything you can loot on there. As you can see here, I've got another backpack inside this one, which is very good for trying to save space in your stash, especially if you've got a standard account with the lower stash, as you can just pack them all up. If you go down here to my backpack, you can see I've got about 20 of them all on top of each other there, just to try and save some space with that. Again, anything in here you can use by just going in and right clicking it. You can't quick use it though with key binding. You'd have to take it out and bring it up. This here is your gamma container, only available in your PMC raid, not the scav raids, which we'll come to shortly. Different sizes. This is the gamma one, 3x3. This comes with the Edge of Darkness edition. If you have the standard edition, it'll just be 2x2, so it's a lot less, but still usable and not a problem. You can upgrade them in game. You can get a bigger one from Peacekeeper level 4, I believe it is. You also get a 2x3, was it 2x4? You get a bigger one anyway, which complete the Punisher series, which is a mid to late game proper quest line. And if you do manage to complete every task in the game, you'll now get a new task where you have to hand in every one of the streamer items, and you'll be given the Kappa container as well, which is a 4x3, and that's the biggest container you can get. Anything you put in here during a raid or take in, if you die, you will still have it in the raid. Everything else you have on you, you will lose if you die. If you extract, you keep everything, but if you die, the only thing you will remain is whatever is in this container. So in here at the moment, the only thing I've got there is a key tool. You can put documents case, sick case, meds, extra mags, things like that. You cannot put helmets or other containers like tactical rigs or anything inside it, and you cannot put weapons in it now. You used to be able to put weapons, but that's a recent change. However, if you're going in to do quests where you have to like mark vehicles or anything, you can leave them in there, and if you die, it's fine, and then they'll just be used automatically when you have to place them. That's a basic overview of this screen here. Down the bottom, you've got equipment load out of 40. The more equipment load you've got, the slower you move. Health, 435. We'll go through that in more detail in the next section. Water and hydration and energy. These go down in raid and slowly build up again out of raid. With the new patch as well, you've got out of raid healing, and you've got out of raid dehydration and energy. So if you go in and you come out or you die, you'll have maybe you go to 30% health if you die, or if you get out, you'll have whatever health you had left, and your water and energy values will be whatever they were from your left. You can go and you can buy items to replenish your health. You can get them from therapists. There, medkits and everything. Just right click, heal all, or use to do a bit, and that'll do it out of raid. If you've got a fracture, broken bones, use splints, and water and hydration are things like cola, water bottles, Red Bull, that all covers water and energy as well, depending on different things. You can double click on an item, and it'll tell you how they affect hydration value. So, pack of sugar will give me 70 energy, and hydration, it'll take away 45 there. So, most of them have a plus side and negative side. Water. Yeah. Water, there, plus 55 hydration. It will slowly come back over time, so if you die, you can just jump into a scab raid and let it build up itself and then just top up what you need. Next one, health. As you see, you're 435 hit points, but it's all divided into different areas: head, thorax, stomach, left and right arm, left and right leg. Everyone acts independently. So if someone shoots you in the leg or you fall from a height and break your leg, this will go to zero. But you won't die, it means the leg is dead. You'll now not be able to walk, you'll only be able to go at half, yeah, so you'll be able to walk but at a slower pace, you'll not be able to run, you'll only be able to go at half the speed as well, and you'll be in pain. You can nullify this by taking painkillers, click on it, removes pain for 170 seconds as well, and then that'll let you move at a normal speed, and also you can sprint, but it will cause you damage. That'll happen with your legs. Your arms, if they go to zero, it'll mean that when you're trying to aim down your sights, you'll see your gun shaking about more as you're struggling to hold it upright. Again, you can reduce this with painkillers. Your stomach, if it goes to zero, means that your water and your energy will drop at a significant rate with it. So you'll have to find it quickly, get out of the raid, or you will get. This is a CMS kit. This can be used to restore dead limbs as well. You get this one, and you get the more powerful survival kit, which takes up more space as well with it. It can be used to heal dead limbs. This one is heal them all. This one is not as effective, but obviously this one takes up 3 slots, and this takes up 2. But as a new player, these are later game unlocks. I wouldn't worry about it too much, as you'll be dying a lot, and most of them will be missing. The thorax and the head, if you're shot there and it goes to zero, you'll just die instantly with it. There's nothing you can do with that. Skills, you just build them up in the game. They take a long time to do. There's a new thing to try and combat people that were just trying to force leveling with it, is that if you're just doing a task that will level up quickly, you'll get diminishing returns in that raid. I wouldn't worry about these too much, you just level them up as you're playing, and then you can work on sorting them out later on. No maps in inventory. I wouldn't bother buying any maps in the game, they're a waste of money. You get them from therapists, but just do not get them. Tasks, you get tasks throughout the game that you collect from traders that will show you how to do shortly, but this is the list of ones I've got available. They'll be showed here so you can check them out and raid and tell you what needs to be done. This box is here for quest items. If we go into raid, for example, I've got to go and collect this secure folder on the sawmill. If you pick it up and then you die, there's no option to put it in your gamma container or your inventory. It will appear here in raid, and if you die, you've lost it. You have to go pick up again. So when you come, it'll be there, and then you can hand it in. There is one task called Delivery from the Past, where you have to pick up a folder from Customs, which is one of the maps, and then drop it off in the next raid in Factory. If you die in Factory, you have to go back to Customs to pick up the item again. So it's a very tedious question, but if you completed the Customs raid with the item, then you didn't want to do Factory right away, you can drag it from here into off raid, and you won't lose it if you die, but obviously you can't go in and place the item until you take it back in here. That's that done. We'll go into trading. This is your traders here. When you first start, the flea market isn't open to level 5. That should be your first goal in the game is to get to level 5. Everyone will start at level 1, and each of them do different things. Jaeger is not unlocked until you get to level 10 and you complete a mechanic quest, so he'll be locked, but everyone else will be here at level 1. And when you go in, this is what they'll like. A lot of these will just be blacked out because you haven't examined them yet. You just right click and click examine, and that's how you find them there. Everything it shows you can buy here, as I said earlier, there's lots of different ammo. You see it here, check different ones. You can buy anything here, so if you want to buy something, click on it, you've got the rubles, buy items, deal to complete. If you see this here, the symbol with a number next to it, means it's a barter trade. So to get a grenade here, he wants 2 of these ES lamps. So if you've got 2, click them, click deal. If you don't have them, it won't let you complete it. Here's one here. I don't have the stuff there, but it will show you if you've got a part of the trade, what you have and what you don't have. When you first start, this is the task here. You'll have one for Prapper. Activate that right away. It's to kill 5 scavs and customs and hand over some MR133 shotguns, which are normally found on scavs, or if you get to level 5, you buy them from the flea market. But you want to start this quest off right away. Debut, here it is here. Kill 5 scavs, hand over 2 MP133 shotguns. Customs is a very difficult map, but you have to do it to get there, and it will help you level up. The main thing about quests is that they unlock new items for traders. They give you trader rep here that we'll go over in a minute, and they give you XP as well as rewards. XP, excellent ways to level up with the quests is they give you good chunks towards it rather than just playing through the game normally and collecting XP and raid. This is your trader rep here and the requirements for getting to the next level. So I'm currently at trader level 3 with Prapper. This tells you your current level here, your player level 26. This gives you your reputation level with the trader, and this is the amount of money you've spent either buying or selling items with them. You get trader XP by completing tasks. So as you see the first one there, you get 0.08 trader XP with Prapper, but some tasks will give you a plus with one trader and minus with another trader. So that's something to take note because there's quite a few traders where can't get the stuff up easily, or they'll get stuff knocked off by a lot of other people. For example, I failed this task because this one here. Fails just for failure. I lost 0.15 and I lost one with the other trader Jaeger, and now I can't actually level up to the level 3 until I get another quest done with him because I chose to hand it in to a different character. So you need to be wary of that. But most normally, you can just level them up and it won't matter too much. By the end, you should have everyone up to level 4. This is the ones that show you the next ones there with it. So you need 2.3 million to spend with that and the level requirements. So blue, you're already there, red, something to work on. I wouldn't go into too much about it in the early game. So Prapper, first trader, he sells a lot of ammo you need at the start as well as guns. SKS is a very good starting gun for players. Single shot, relatively cheap to buy, does good damage with 7.62. Get the PS ammo and it's good for headshots as well. Therapist is where you get all your meds and your water, and also you can get containers for later levels. But this is what it will look like at level 1 there. Car first aid kits, these are very good for taking into raid as well as healing out raid as well, cheap water as well, and painkillers as well. You should always be going in with painkillers and meds. This is the car first aid kit there. It's the most common starting one. These ones here, the A12s, are good, they're quick to use, but they only can heal 100 health. They also don't stop any bleeding, you need a bandage, whereas the car first aid kits, the Salivas, and the IFAX all will stop bleeding as well, but take slightly longer to use. Fence is, he doesn't have any gear of his own. You sell things to Fence, and then Fence sells them on. It was basically just there before the flea market as well. So this is all items the players sold. Back into therapist. The first task you get from therapist uh, uh, of a pain. Here it is here. Short is to find Slaver kits. You can do that at level 1, you can activate it, and you just need to find 5 of the Slavers in raid and hand it over to her, or you can do the trades for this, but these aren't easy to find. The best way to complete this task is just to wait till you get level 5 in the flea market and then buy the 5 kits and hand it into her. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Skier, his quest line starts at level 5, and again you can buy his stuff at the flea market as well. He sells a lot of attachments as well and guns, but you have to. It's quite hard to level up. You need 1.1 million spent with it. There's not a lot of stuff at the early levels you actually want to buy from skill level 1. This is all he sells, and he doesn't buy a lot of things, so it can basically be a lot of just buying and selling stuff back to him what you can, just try and get your money level up. Peacekeeper mechanic, they just this is deals all in dollars as well, lots of attachments. You're not going to use him too much at the start. Mechanic, again, lots of attachments, but a lot of this stuff are later on unlocks or high end gear. A lot of them are trades as well, but he gives you the best money for selling guns to. So unless you're trying to level up a trader by selling guns to them, sell to mechanic to get the most money. And Ragman is where you get your armor as well. So this here, best starting armor in the helmet in the game. Level 3 doesn't protect your face, but it's very good. You should always go for this. This one here, waste of time. It's not going to do anything. Excuse me. Packet armor is the first armor you get. Unlocks at level 1 with them. Good for it. It's only a class level 2. It's not going to do much against players, but it's going to really help you out stopping scavs, pistol, and shotgun ones that will help you survive. So if you're going in with armor and helmet, these two are the good ones to start, and this is a rig you get at the start. It's pretty small. It allows you to take in an extra mag of that as well. And this is the arm mags we were talking about earlier on. That's just a very basic overview of the traders. Don't worry about it too much. Hideout we'll leave for the moment, but we go into the one thing I will say is one of the first things you want to try and level up as a new player will be a workbench here. It allows you to acquire some things with some basic crafting as well, but the main thing you get with that as a bonus is if you go have the workbench, you go into your stash now and click on edit preset. It shows you every part available in the game that's available to buy for that gun. So charge handle, if you want to put a silencer on it, no silencer there, but you can put that on it. There I want to put a silencer on it as well. 6 magazine, changing everything there, whatever you want with things. This is just a quick example to show you. And then you click assemble, choose the gun, select. It'll say you don't have these parts, but you want to buy them. Again, you have to be level 5 to use a blue. Click on buy. It will find these for you on the market. This is just from the traders. You can unclick it there and it'll find it with that as well. And click purchase all, move back, you can assemble the weapon. It's a really good addition to put in rather than modding, whereas if you click on modding, it only shows you parts you already own for the gun as well. So if you're a new player and you're starting out and you're like, oh, I've got this gun, how do I put a sight on it? What's available to me? Instead of having to look up the wiki and working things out, you can just go to edit preset and you can see everything exactly, which is a fantastic addition. When you click on escape from Tarkov to start the game, this is sort of talking about your scav. You've got a scav right here, where you get a random selection of gear. At the moment I've got a scope PSS, very nice. And you get a PMC. So whatever you've selected on your stash menu, this is here what you're going in with. Or scav. Click next. It now takes you to the outline of the maps. Not available means they're not in the game yet. Labs, you can't go in as a scav. They will not let you do it. To go into labs and it's PMC, you also need a labs keycard. It's a very high end area with lots of dangerous enemies as well as players, so would recommend it at the start. Customs is where your a lot of your starting quests are going on. It's quite a narrow map, quite long, so it's very difficult to actually get through as a player. So can cause quite a bit of frustration. Interchange is very good for collecting loot and gear, especially on a scav run. You can go in, you can pick up the stuff, and then you can sell it on or use it to upgrade your hideout as well. I won't go into each map individually, but two different days times. There's a night one and a day one. They're always 12 hours apart, so that without thermal, some of the other ones can be quite hard to go into. But interchange is quite good to go into at night. You can still see very well. Factory is quite very hard to see without night vision goggles. With it in the lab, it doesn't matter if you go in day or night because you're inside. It's always going to be the same. Clicking next. No map. We're not taking a map because they're useless. If you want to play it offline mode, it's a very good way of learning the game and also learning the maps. You click that, and you can enable PvE. You can put it to easy, medium, hard, if possible for the AI difficulty. AI amount, low, medium, hard, or horde, where they'll just keep coming. Enable bosses will put the scav bosses in the maps if they've got it. And tagged and cursed means that basically the enemies know where you are, and the constant coming for you, so it can be a way to help you learn the combat. Next screen is your insurance screen. You can choose to insure any gear you're taking in. I wouldn't worry about anything in your secured container. You can select Prapper or Therapist for your insurance. Therapist is a wee bit longer, but wee more expensive, sorry, but it gives you longer time to collect it. You just select secure all, and like I say, you don't need your secure container, so it'd be 18,000 to secure this gear. You can't secure meds, insure meds, sorry. And although you can insure magazines, it will not insure the ammo inside the magazine, so they'll come back at zero. Click insure, and then next. This takes you to the next here where people are looking for group, or if you're playing with a friend, you would right click on your friend. They would show up at the top and it would say your friends, invite the group, join the group, and then when you're ready, click ready, and you join in to the match, and it will load up. So that is a very basic overview of the menus without actually going into a raid of what everything does. It's an incredibly complex system and difficult to learn, so it requires a lot of patience with it. That once you get into it, once you get past the first few levels and you start learning what each thing does, what each trader does, how the interactions work, it's a very rewarding, enjoyable game.